Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new Colossus sessions. My name is Brad. I am your host. I'm here at the Lower East Side Manhattan venue, Arlene's Grocery. Thank you, as always, Arlene's, for hosting us. And we are lucky enough today to be joined from across the East River in Brooklyn, New York, by Tracy Bonham. Tracy, thank you for being here. It's great to see you again.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and it's good to see you and your face.
Yeah,
you have a face.
I do. It looks fine like that, but it looks a little bit better like this. And I have a face. It's nice we can see each other's faces. This is wonderful.
It's wonderful. I was thinking of covering the eyes without a face at one point, but I didn't do it.
I think this was it. Jimmy Fallon. Somebody recently said it. Like, it's so nice now that the mask restrictions are starting to lift. We can stop just opening our eyes weirdly to greet each other in public and just doing
right. Have you ever just over smiled with your eyes? Right.
Yeah. I have done it, and my eye muscles are accustomed to doing it now, and we're gonna have to forget that muscle memory.
Exactly.
So thank you again for doing this, and we're going to hear a lot of your music that's very representative across your entire catalog. We're going to go back to 2000 and hear a classic fan favorite. We're going to hear one that's not even released yet for the future archives, and we are also going to hear music from Melodeon Music House project, which you've been doing a lot of music education work for, as far as I know, for the last 6 years at least. I'm sure it's been a passion of yours for a very long time. But we're going to hear two songs off of Young Maestros Volume 1, which is music that teaches, it kind of it calls to mind. It's like music that shows you how the music is made. It's very, very interesting. I like it.
The slogan would be, "It's music that teaches music."
Yeah.
Simple.
I made that much more difficult, but that was that was great. Music that teaches music is so we're going to hear. I think we're going to go back in time first and go to 2000. Excuse me, no, we're going forward in time.
We're going to go forward in time.
Yeah, the totally
we're going to the
unreleased
future
stuff.
archives.
Yeah, that's right. Can you talk about where you are at in terms of new music creation and how it has manifested itself in this tune, 20,000 Sunsets?
Yeah. So I was writing a bunch of songs. I have almost an album, maybe an EP ready for Tracy Bonham. And I was touring on the West Coast in March with bassist Renee Hart, who will be joining us momentarily. And we were playing the music, and it's sounding so beautiful. And I have all these beautiful songs that have a really nice vibe to them, borrowing a lot from my classical upbringing, and I'm also playing a lot more piano, so that lends to a whole new different way of singing. And then I've got Renee here on the upright bass, and we've been really playing with these new songs, and the songs are sounding great live. And in March of 2020 was our last tour, and as you know, March of 2020 was when it was all starting to go down. Mr. Renee Hart, ladies and gentlemen, here he is right there. He was doing our IT, our tech. He wasn't just in the bathroom or anything.
Thank you. It is very, very important. We see the viewership spike. Now we've got people tuned in. Thank you, Renee. Appreciate it.
Cool. So I was just telling them about our tour in March of 2020. We were going down the West Coast, and we weren't even sure we were going on tour because it was starting. Our first date was March 6th or 7th in Seattle, which was the epicenter at the time. That was scary. We were really concerned about leaving our kids at home. We didn't know what to do. We were going to be gone for about 10 days.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was a little...
Yeah.
My mom lived in Seattle, and she met us with several giant bottles of hand sanitizer and all this.
Yeah, which is like clear gold at that point. I mean, I'm sure it was very, very difficult for her to source that hand sanitizer.
He had to hide them in the hull of the van, right? Because we didn't want anyone breaking into our van.
Yeah. We hid him in where the seats go down in the van.
Yeah, you don't care about whether the tour gear gets stolen or not. It's like guitars and keyboards, whatever, man. It's that hand sanitizer we got to lock up.
Exactly.
I probably wiped my face with a Clorox wipe several times.
Yeah, I know. We were getting desperate. It was weird. What are you going to do?
Good.
What are you
it was
gonna do?
good.
Yeah. So
well,
this
here we
song-
are. It's things are sort of slowly starting fits and starts back to normal. We still have to do these sessions through the tubes. I cannot wait until we get to do one of these sessions when you're here on stage at Arlene's or wherever we happen to be. But this has been delightful for me. I mean, you guys are great. It's been a really nice process getting to know you a little bit better and doing the sound check. So even though it is at a distance, I'm having a great time.
Same.
Thank you. Yeah. And thanks for having us, and thanks for doing something like this, because as artists, it's been hard, because we are all about connecting with people and playing music in front of people and reading the room, right?
Yeah.
Before and after the show, during the show. So having something like this, which, has been kind of far and few between. We've done some live stuff here and there, but it's just, it has been keeping us going, I know, for me at least.
We played in a video game the other day.
We did. We played inside a video
It
game.
wasn't quite a video game, but it was interesting.
It was.
A Minecraft world, was that the deal?
No, it was
Bramble?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing actually. It was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It
you
was
should
different.
check out Bramble, but it's super odd. I can't even explain it. But
Playing
hey,
for avatars.
and we played music. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, that is what's coming up right now. There's brand new music that potentially nobody has heard outside of this live stream. I don't know who has heard it, but I know that it is brand new and unreleased.
Right. Here it is. This new song is called 20,000 Sunsets. I've seen something close to 20,000 sunsets. Each one looked different based on my perspective. Oranges and yellows and shades of pink and purple. No one seems to notice, and I find it rather strange. But I'll never look away. No one even looks at the real thing anymore. I'm not ready to say goodnight to the horizon beyond your eyes. When I wake up to your smile, I get one more chance to make things right with you. I've stood under 50 solar eclipses. Each one felt different based on my perspective. I'm having a hard time knowing what's casting all these shadows. Puppets, projections on people, and I find it rather strange. But I'll never look away. No one even looks at the real thing anymore. I'm not ready to say goodnight to the horizon beyond your eyes. the mixed up planets. It's a precarious balance until it can burn true. I'm not ready to say goodnight to the horizon beyond your eyes. When I wake up to your smile, I get one more chance to make things right.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Renee.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Some of that classical influence is poking through in a more clear way in that song.
Just emerging.
Yeah, so we're obviously doing this on the internet right now. I know you've done a ton of streaming between shows. I caught part of that the Bearsville Theater stream from Woodstock. You've been doing a lot of educational streaming, but you've got the novel opportunity in the very near future. On May 15th, you're going to the Egremont Barn in Western Mass, which is awesome. Good for you for doing shows. I'm sure. I mean, you're a thoughtful and responsible person. I'm sure you're doing it all the right way. Can you talk a little bit about how that feels to be back on stage in front of the audience, whatever that looks like, whether it's distanced or whatever? It's real.
In front of people. I can't wait. I mean, I can't believe how long it's been for everyone, you know? And it's just so important to be in a room with people, the connection, and the exchange and sharing and giving and taking. And I'm thrilled. How about you, Renee?
Woohoo! Yeah, I'm definitely thrilled about it. It's really nice. I miss it a lot.
Yeah, I always try, even when it's just me on this side. I mean, I try to clap so as to just, as dumb as it is to have one person clapping, at least you know that I'm trying to send that energy back in your direction. And I mean, I see it. I see people commenting and people enjoy it. Let's see, we've got, so that you can see it, we've got Mike says, clap, clap, clap. So that's happening. I can see it. I'm not sure if you can see it on your side.
I see the Mike Bell clapping. Thank you.
Dude, Jack Silbert is on board. Truly lovely. So yeah.
That's nice. Thanks,
and
Jack.
Steve has welcomed you. Welcome, Tracy. This is Steve Matrick.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah. So there is some amount of energy exchange, but I'm happy for you vicariously through you that you get the opportunity to do that at Bearsville on May 15th. So good for you guys. It's going to be fun.
We're excited.
Good. So how do you feel about the next song? We'll do some time traveling back to a fan favorite.
To the year 2000.
Yeah, man, I forgot my black robe, and there's a crystal ball, right?
I think there's a crystal. I don't know if there was a. Yes, there was. That was Andy. Yeah, with the crystal ball.
Yeah.
The flashlights, exactly.
Well done. I have not heard that in a long time.
I know. I do that joke on stage, and if I'm in front of young people, they just stare at me like, "Why is she singing that?" Yes, let's go all the way back to the year 2000. This song, I never used to play. I played it in 2000. I'd come out on stage and I'd almost be wearing a Wonder Woman outfit. And this was a time, it was my second album. This was a song actually that I put on the album after the album was done. My record label had changed so drastically from my first album to my second album. And that was the reason for the delay. 4 years is a long time when you have a hit song and then you go away for 4 years. And the album was done, and I thought I kind of made this art album because I was reacting to having a hit. I kind of wanted to just be an artist, and
You put that song "One Hit Wonder" on the
I
the
know.
album, right? That's a
It's
pretty self-aware thing.
Yeah, I already knew it was coming. I just knew. So I could see the writing on the wall. And I made this album with Mitchell Froom and Chad Blake. So it was really like dark and edgy, and it was kind of angry at the music business. And then Island turned into Island Def Jam. And I was being taken out to dinner by people like Leor Cohen, who now is like head honcho of YouTube and stuff, but smoking cigarettes. And, we've got single number 3 and we've got single number 1. We just don't have single number 2. And, write us a hit song and I'll buy you dinner. And
What a bummer of an industry conversation that is.
oh, it was horrible. It was just terrifying. But I did get this song out of it. I put it on later. And the reason why I haven't performed it much is that it's very studio song. Like it's very produced and it's very compressed. And it's also a little, at the time I was kind of pissed off. But cut to now, the way that Renee and I do it, and we've only really performed it once on Facebook Live like last week. I love doing it now. It just has a whole new flavor. It's not an angry song. It's more like an empowerment song. It's called Behind Every Good Woman Lies a Trail of Men. So here we go. Why not, right? Let's do it. Many muscles has the man. Can I get a little reverb? Yeah, I'll start again. Many muscles has the man. Each one has a reason. Many women felt his hand, each one trying to please him. Imagine one day the tables will turn. Imagine one day the tables will turn. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Shame, shame for the rooster, high five for the hen. Don't ask where she's going, don't ask where she's been. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Something tells me that Snow White is smarter than we think. 7 men at perfect height, 7 noses pink. One day the tables will turn. Imagine one day the tables will turn. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Shame, shame for the rooster, high five for the hen. Don't ask where she's going, don't ask where she's been. Behind every good woman lies. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Shame, shame for the rooster, high five for the hen. Don't ask where she started or where it will end. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men, a trail of men. You wouldn't believe the mess she's in. A trail of men, a trail of men. You wouldn't believe the mess she's in. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Shame, shame for the rooster, high five for the hen. Don't ask where it started, don't ask where it ends. Behind every good woman lies. Behind every good woman lies a trail of men. Shame, shame for the rooster, high five for the hen. Don't ask when it started, don't ask when it ends. Behind
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, man. So that's fun. How do you feel about that? And thank you for the reverb. Also, I was rocking out already, and I was meant to tell you about reverb, but your voice just dry. It sounds so great. Reverb, it sounds even better. So good
Thank
for you.
you.
I mean, you guys sound great together.
I enjoy the reverbs. Yeah, it's fun to do that song. You know what's fun? Getting older can be fun. I mean, there are parts of getting older that are fun where you just start to let go of the things that you thought were so important or so cool or so limiting. And now it's like, whatever, life is short, let's enjoy it,
There you go.
right?
I
Can you,
subscribe to
Renee?
that.
Renee, could you kill that reverb now?
Oh my God.
But it's so. I mean,
Apparently
one of the priorities in your life right now is music education, and has been. I know that your curriculum, the Melodeon Music House curriculum, is in schools in Brooklyn. It's in a school in Woodstock, which makes sense. You split your life between upstate and here, and so the curriculum is being taught in schools. You've just on April 16th released Young Maestros Volume 1, and so there is a Spotify and CD way to consume this music. There is an entire curriculum available to students in Brooklyn and in Woodstock as well. Can you talk a little bit about the philosophy behind Melodeon Music House and the maybe not so much emphasis on technical perfection and more emphasis on the feeling that's generated and the joy that can be had through playing music?
Well, I like that you just said the philosophy of, because I think when Renee and I were forming this company and this, it's kind of going to be a record label and a album. Obviously, Volume 1 means there's going to be Volume 2, Volume 3, and there's eventually going to be classes, or maybe more schools will license this curriculum. So anyway, it is a philosophy, and it's about. Well, first of all, it's the emotional well-being of children, but also knowing the importance of music education at a young age. Both Renee and I, and I'll let you speak, but we had music education growing up, and for me, I was very fortunate to grow up in a place that had a lot of opportunity as a child to learn an instrument, get involved. I was in the district string orchestra, and I had these fabulous teachers from the university nearby, and so not only did I learn the fundamentals of music, which I think is great for a child's brain, but it gave me so much confidence. It gave me a voice. I learned how to perform. I fell in love with the performance aspect. So the songs on these are very much like Schoolhouse Rock meets, Free to Be You and Me, because our philosophy is, again, how important the emotional well-being of children are, especially now. I think the reason why we needed to get this album out now and why we're teaching the curriculum now is the emotional well-being of children. They need to connect. They need to connect with the music in their heart, but also with others. And so that's been our passion. Right, Renee?
I agree. And it's really important for music gives something to young people that is hard to get in other ways. Everyone knows it can help a young mind, and whether you become a musician or not. But one thing that, I really started realizing when I had some powerful mentors and came up playing is that music is really about observation. And playing music with other people is about observing. It's not about, there's about a lot of things, but observing is super important. And for young people, if you get them to observe and listen, just play a note and play back the tape recorder in your mind, pretending you have a little tape recorder. That later in life, they can start actually listening to what somebody is saying and slow down and observe the outside world. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that will get you through the world. If you can observe what is actually happening, and that's difficult to do at times.
For a lot of people, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plus that resonated with me a lot from I had a decent musical education growing up, but it wasn't surrounded necessarily in observation and playing with other people. It was classical piano, so I was playing relatively complex stuff like Rachmaninoff and Shostakovich, like these piano concertos. Heavy and duty. It was when I was 10 and 11 and didn't really care about it all that much. And had I known at the time, but I didn't know at the time, that I can also play just a simple blues in C, and that's going to make me feel way different than any of the stuff that I'd been playing. And so I stopped playing piano, moved over to the guitar, but in retrospect, very much wish that I had been exposed to different styles of things, because the technical side of it was there. I mean, I knew very much what I was doing, but I didn't really care, and consequently I gave it up.
That just gave me chills, because that's exactly the kind of message we have where, it's not about being perfect. I grew up playing classical music as well. There was a lot of pressure to do everything right. My technique was fine, and I practiced a lot, but it was more about emotion. And I love, a very simple melody that makes you feel something is way more important than some technically proficient, run,
I admire classical players who can, when you guys like playing like that, where you have to play the piece the way it's written, and if you don't, everybody in the entire hall knows it. And and that's one thing, but to play it like it's the first time it's been played, to give it that life like you are telling a story, that's really hard to do. And that's something I've worked at classical music, but I didn't grow up playing it, and I don't know how to do that. I really don't.
Well, this partnership's really fun, because he comes from the jazz mindset, and I come from classical, but we can both kind of cross over into each other's worlds, and we have really fun conversations, and we have fun exercises where we're playing and practicing, and that's going to be for Melodeon Music House. I can see us teaching older kids
right that way.
Or workshops, things like that. It's going to be really fun.
I always thought music theory was taught in a too complicated way. It's actually pretty simple. Mm-hmm. It's very simple, but it's just, there's so many, you really have to take it slow. And it's a simple concept, but everyone makes it very complicated.
Mm-hmm. And very serious. It's got to be so serious. Yeah, not us.
Nice. Well, I've been enjoying Young Maestros Volume 1 very, very much, and I think that's where we're about to dive into next. We're going to hear 2 off of that record, and it is very much that the music that teaches music is the perfect tagline for it, as is very much evidenced by the song that's coming up right now.
Yeah, cool. And this next song is called "I Am a Movable Dough." No, it's not. No. That's not the next song. That's going to be the last song. I just spoiled it. Oh, this song, though. Okay, this song is called Beats to a Measure. And it's teaching a very, very... It can be complicated, learning about time signatures, because when you see a time signature in a piece of music, you see these numbers. There's one on top, there's one on the bottom. You have to explain why there's one on the bottom. And sometimes people, and kids especially, realize it's math. And they get freaked out, and they're like, oh, no, I don't want to play music because it's about math. And I made that mistake actually teaching a young girl once. I said, before I knew better, I was like, music's a lot like math. And she actually started crying. She said, I hate math. So now I don't say that.
How about we have some fun with fractions now?
Exactly. We're going to have fun with fractions. Now I say it's a healthy mixture of magic and math, if they're ready for it. So this is a song teaching about the time signatures. And here we go. And also, there's a really funny music video for this on our YouTube channel. So you got to check this out. Okay. Well, there's some funny-looking numbers all stacked on top of each other. At the start of every song I see, they're sitting to the left. And these funny-looking numbers all stacked on top of each other, they sit right next to a squiggly line we call the treble clef. On the top we have a number, and I'll try not to encumber, so we'll just look at this number. It's the top number so far. Well, this funny-looking number that's stacked on top of the other tells you how high you will count inside a measure or a bar. Every song is made of measures, and you string them all together, and you find yourself forgetting there are numbers there at all. First we have 4 beats to a measure, 4 beats to a measure, 4 beats to a measure. Let's all count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you change the top number to 3, and we'll have 3 beats to a measure, 3 beats to a measure, 3 beats to a measure. Let's all count to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Change your top number to 2. And we'll have 2, 2 beats to a measure, 2, 2 beats to a measure, 2, 2 beats to a measure. Let's all count 2, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now change top number to 1. 1, 1 beat to a measure, 1, 1 beat to a measure, 1, 1 beat to a measure, and let's all count to 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and now my song is done. Magic.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Renee. Oh, wait, what?
What's that?
Let's go. Nice, dude. That was so cool. I'm glad that I didn't screw up the surprise. It's like, dude, are we going to see some numbers flying around there? I knew that it was technically possible on your side, but I did not realize you guys were about to do that. I'm glad you did.
Magic man.
Well done.
Yep. You don't know what happened? Really? That was in everyone's imagination?
I don't know. I was actually
You were
getting a glass
smoke?
of water.
Oh, yeah.
Smoke.
It's kid stuff now.
Yeah. Well, so that song, the video for it, I mean, the video that we just made for it was massively entertaining. The pre-recorded video of that with you as like in a tux as a conductor has like symphony sounds at like an orchestra tuning at the beginning of it. The song Let's Take the Subway is like a New Orleans style second line song. Me Symphony has this like klezmer cabaret kind of vibe to it. So it's a really, really wide range of styles that are found on Young Maestros Volume 1. Can you talk about some of the artists in those genres that have been important to you and why it is important to for a record like this to make sure that so many different styles are all incorporated and folded into the record?
I think for kids, they need to have a well-rounded education and also to know what's out there. Soon, when they turn into tweens and teenagers, they might narrow and be like, I only listen to this, and this is my identity, and it's going to be a small little box. But I like the fact that there's 11 songs on here, and they are pretty varied. And they come from, I don't know, these songs just drop from the sky. When I started writing these songs, they just literally started dropping from the sky, and it was so liberating because when you're writing this kind of stuff, it's not about being cool, really, and it's just about having fun and exploring. So I didn't really even think about it like, oh, I'm going to write this song today or that. They just come, and then the style kind of becomes obvious. It's just like the songs are writing themselves. So it's really fun, and luckily I have someone who's versatile who can, hang on different styles. And Renee here produced and played on Let's Take the Subway, which is such a fun jam. Like that is a class favorite. Every kid requests that, and even teachers and parents request it because it's so much fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a great call and response song.
It's fun to have fun.
It is fun to have fun.
Yeah, that's the one that Let's Take the Subway is the one that keeps on getting replayed. I've been listening to it a lot at home and enjoying it very much. That's just the one that gets played on repeat for me. And so I wonder, we've recorded a session together in the past, and at that time I did not realize that you were you're a touring member of the Blue Man Group at that time, which is awesome. Do you feel like any of that Blue Man experience informs some of the theatricality in the videos and like the visual aspect of Young Maestros?
I think that when I first met the Blue Men and I first started working with them, and we did some videos together, we did an EPK together, and we also did this really funny video that became part of the big rock show. We connected hugely on humor, and we connected hugely on those gags, and I think that's probably why the relationship worked out. Just musically and friend-wise, but they're just silly and they're dorks, and so am I. And so I'm sure that it has something to do with it, that I was inspired by their imagination and they have a philosophy too. They totally have a philosophy. I remember reading some of the stuff they gave me all about like Carl Jung, and the three characters they all have like a part of the psyche. But I dig all of those layers of, like it's not just a song. It's a song that has layers, and then there's some humor. There's some inside jokes. We played at the Hollywood Bowl once, and they did a gag that I remember from, it's a Bugs Bunny gag, where Bugs Bunny is a conductor, and then they have like a tenor soloist, and the tenor sings this note, and it never stops. The tenor it never stops, and I guess they had a sample backstage, and it was for about like 10 minutes, and then also the Bugs Bunny was conducting the symphony and making them do crazy stuff. So I think we have like-minded senses of humor for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good. I mean, I'm really enjoying everything about the record, about what you're sharing with us in terms of the Tracy Bonham music, the new unreleased stuff, and the young Maestros stuff that's being shared. The internet agrees. Steven is totally on board. Love it. We've got some Island Records comments, which I'll take down in just a second. But dude,
well, thanks, Troy.
Yeah, dude.
We don't have to hate, but okay, we can.
But a little bit of
hate.
Is that the right circumstance to say the word Schadenfreude? I think
that means that's to revel in someone else's pain.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's kind of that. Troy is on board. Everyone's on board with what you guys are doing, and there's more. We're gonna do one more from Young Maestros next, right?
Yeah, this one's really fun too. So this one's called "I Am a Movable Dough," and just a quick little explanation on that. When I grew up playing classical music. And there's a philosophy. I think they teach this at Juilliard. Do, as in the do re mi fa sol la ti do. Do can only be on C, and then you have to. So if you're playing a song and it's in the key of A, you're actually not A. This would not be do re mi fa sol. It would be la te. Whatever. I can't do that math, and it's for me very constricting. I didn't even like the word fixed do. I come from I'm a little bit of a rebel when it comes to that, and that's probably why I didn't last at USC. I went down for a full scholarship of violin performance at USC, and I lasted 2 years because I just wasn't fitting into the classical strict vibe. So fixed do, I wasn't having it. They have an alternate version so it's another school of thought where it's movable do. And that's flexible. It's like do can be anywhere. This could be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do can be anywhere. And that's like, for me, in ear training and just life, it's just better that way. Do you have something
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
So playing, I played with a lot of singers, and when I was younger in New York, I played with lots of jazz singers. It was sort of like, it was like my wedding gigs. It was like my wedding things. I didn't play in a wedding band, but I did all this kind of stuff, and whatever it is, I think that knowing just being able to play the tune in any key, just use the solfege or the numbers or whatever, is really important. Mm-hmm. You can start it wherever, and it's the same relationships. And this sort of stickler to like fee fa flo flee flum plum, like how's that going to make any sense? You know what I mean?
Fo fum.
That just seems overly complicated for no particular reason to me.
It's
only.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look, classical music is amazing, but sometimes I look at the things about it and I just start laughing. Because I'm like, why would they do that?
It's very strict. All right, so movable do. And then, there's some hand signs. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And I teach these to kids. It's called the Kodai method. We could talk all day, and I know we don't have all day, so we'll have to do this again sometime. Okay, movable do. I am a movable do, do. I am a movable do. Now you can take me and move me, and I will surely go, 'cause I am a movable do, do. I am the very first note, do. I am the very first note, do. Number one, they say, in do, re, mi, fa, so, so. I am the very first note, sitting on a line or chilling in a space. You got to know I'm there, I'll sing it just in case. Do, yeah, there I am, I'm right behind Ray, who is do, do. Number one, they say in do, re, mi, fa, so, so. I am the very first note, do. I am a movable do, do. I am a movable do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Everybody do. A deer, a female deer, oh, 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 do. A deer, a female deer, a female deer, oh, I am a movable doe. I am a movable doe. Number one, they say in do, re, mi, fa, so, so. I am a movable doe. I am a movable doe. I am a movable do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Wait. I love that guy.
Yeah, I do too, man. That sounds great. What is that little guy on top called? It sounds wonderful.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Yeah. I was asking you a question about the little keyboard on top. Is it what is that thing? It sounds amazing.
What is this, Renee?
It's a little tiny, inexpensive little USB keyboard.
USB keyboard?
Okay, so the computer's telling it to sound the way it sounds. It's not like inherent to that keyboard itself.
No, we can make it do. I was on the verge of trying to get over there and turn it up in the middle of that. I thought that'd be a bad idea.
Could you grab your mic as well?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I
dude,
can grab my mic as well.
yeah, man. Well, it sounds great. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you, Renee, for sharing
Brad.
your music and your time and educational philosophy. We heard 2 songs from Young Maestros, Volume 1. That's part of the larger Melodeon Music House project. There will be a Volume 2. There will be a Volume 3. There will be, who knows? It'll keep going. But good for you guys for getting that curriculum into schools so far in Brooklyn and in Woodstock. And we'll stay tuned to see how it spreads. We're more than happy to use this platform to let people know about it and to share both the educational music and the Tracy Bonham music as well. That's thanks for the new songs and for the fan favorite as well. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh, that's my mom. Hey,
Mom.
Hi, Sarah.
Cool.
Nice. Well, thank you again so much, and have a great show. It's May 15th at the Egremont Barn in Western Massachusetts. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up. So thank you for spending your Friday afternoon here, and enjoy the rest of your Friday evening.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.